What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. All right, today we're going to be talking about some OBS settings, but these are actually going to be your recording settings. I've had a lot of people reach out and ask me, like, hey, what kind of camera are you using? Or, like, what are you using to record a lot of your videos? Because I've noticed that they are like crispy and they're clear and crystal clear, and just I've had all kinds of words shot at me over what my videos look like. So today we're going to be taking a look, and I'm actually going to be walking you guys through this, and I am going to pretty much give you the walkthrough the best way that I can, that way that you guys understand. I always use this old crazy poor excuse of saying us folks from the South here, when we break things down, doesn't make a lick of sense to you guys out there that are trying to dive in and get your heads on right with, computer technology and all that. So anyways, try to follow along with me here, but I'm going to do my best to help you get all this set up. So first off, we're going to need to jump over into OBS. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull my OBS screen down just like this. And of course, you're going to see probably too many of me because one is enough. I get it, guys. All right, so first off, just you're going to head into your settings right here. All right, once you get inside of your settings, what you're going to do is I'm going to walk you through every bit of this. Now, this is exactly what I use, and I hope this, helps you guys out. And I'll actually walk you through the actual streaming and the recording, but the main thing of this video is the recording of it. So first off, on the general tab is pretty much, this is all just common sense stuff. Most of it is already set up for you guys. Now, when it comes to theme, man, 99% of you guys already know how I feel about this. Please leave it on the dark default, because these other colors are absolutely just horrible. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. Anyways, then all of this other stuff here, you can just kind of go through it and check it out. Now, the snap sensitivity, I do keep mine at about, 13.5, but sometimes I do go in there and change that. And you're probably like, what is snap sensitivity? That's where whenever we're on the main screen, and let's say we want to move our camera or something, it's where it snaps. But you can also come in and hold down, I think it's your Alt button on your keyboard. When you hold it down, you can just drag it anywhere you want to. So just kind of go in there, mess around with it, and see what you like for your snap sensitivity, and then you can change that. But also don't forget to enable it if you do want that as an option. All right, so now we're going to jump in and we're going to look at stream. All right, now this is actually two different options. I went over one in a video not long ago to where I showed you guys how to actually get the YouTube recommendations, because they now have it fixed for that. And I also talked to you guys about that you could swap it over to Twitch at any time. So anyways, up here at the top, you're just going to choose whether it's Facebook, whether it's, YouTube, Twitch, etc., whatever. And for the server, I always just keep mine on, whatever's recommended, because it's an auto. It kind of picks up what's best for your server area. And then right here, if I was to click disconnect account, it would disconnect it and I'd have to re-sign in, etc. But just go ahead and click, choose the account, whether, like I said, whatever platform you're on, go ahead and sign into that. Now, you can enable bandwidth test mode. I do not do this, so just leave this off. Now, as far as the Twitch chat add-ons, the Better TTV and Frankerface Z is what I like to use. You can choose none if you want to. This is where, it throws in these extra emotes and, just it gives you the opportunity to use the Better TTV chat add-ons and stuff. It's in there for all of your chat and all of that. So just kind of look into that. That's a different video. If you guys want to see a video on that, just let me know and I'll make one. Also, whenever you get down here to this box, if you go ahead and click yes on this, or remember we talked about this, it's pretty much saying that you want to ignore the 6,000 bit rate, and you also want to ignore the 160 bit rate to what everyone has been using. So it's best right now to run your audio bit rate at 320. Are you probably going to notice a difference? No. Is anyone else coming into your stream probably going to notice? Not if you don't tell them, but it does give it a much more crispier sound. And it, as far as like yourself, it makes you sound better in general to everyone else that, you're streaming to. But if you was to say, hey, can you take this video and go back and compare them? Probably nobody would ever notice, but I promise it does make a difference. So anyways, I would just go ahead and click that box and click apply. It's not hurting anything when you guys do this. I promise you that. All right, so then you're going to go ahead and go to output. Output can be set up totally different. So what I want you to do is I want you to use this for whatever's best for you. Okay, so of course up here at the top, the output mode, you're going to put it on advanced. If you see any of this stuff that it is, you know, pretty much just blacked out to where, you know, it's a more of a lighter gray, I can't use it, it's because I am in recording mode right now, so you guys can see that crispy clear video that I'm making. Like I said, we're going to get to that recording tab right here so I can show you guys. But anyways, you're just going to go into advanced mode. You're going to keep it on audio track 1, the Twitch VOD. Just keep all this the same. Now, your encoder. I would totally recommend, if you do not have a 2070 card and above, this is my personal opinion. If you do not have a 20, you know, series card, I said 2070. I didn't mean to say that. If you don't have a 20 series card and above, then I would recommend you probably running it off of the 264, which is your actual CPU encoder. But if you've got a horrible CPU, then it's kind of like, maybe try to save up and, you know what I'm saying, just buy something that's better for you that will actually help you for your streaming. But if you do have that 20 series card and above, I would run this on the NVIDIA encoder. It's always better, and you're going to, you know, actually put more strain on your graphic card than you are on your CPU. The Rescale Output, do not check the box. Of course, this is just going to stay there like it is. Now, this is your rate control. This is going to be on CBR is what you need to leave this set at. Bit rate, now I run mine at 6,000. So what you'll need to do is go over to speedtest.net like I showed in my last video. Once you go to speedtest.net, you can literally go in there and, you know, you can just pretty much do the math, figure out what is better for you. If you have horrible internet, I probably wouldn't run this at 6,000. Myself, I do have cable internet because there's no fiber and we live in a rural area. So it's kind of hard for us to get any type of internet services, you know, where we live at. So, but anyways, my internet is, it's amazing compared to what it was. So I do run at 6,000, which is a high bit rate. Most people have been running at 8,000 because they have been pretty much ignoring, you know, what Twitch has got going on right now. A lot of people are saying that, hey, you can go up to 8,000, just like I mentioned in the last video, but sometimes OBS doesn't want to push that through, even though they are in the process of changing all that. So right now I do run it at 6,000. My keyframes stay at 2. My preset, when I'm streaming on Twitch, now hear me out here. When I'm streaming on Twitch, I do run at max quality. When I'm streaming on YouTube, I run this at quality. Reason being is because you're honestly probably not going to notice the difference, but when you're on YouTube, it does make it a lot better, you know, picture and a lot better stream when you actually come through and you use quality. So if you're actually on Twitch right here, you know, or whatever streaming, then I would just go with max quality on this one. Profile, keep it on high. The look ahead, do not check this box. Psycho-visual tuning, make sure you check it. GPU 0, max B frames are going to be 2. A lot of people will check this, but if you will actually click on this, it says enables dynamic B frames, okay? Now, if disabled, the encoder will always use the number of B frames specified in the max B frame settings, okay? Now, if it's enabled, it will increase visual quality by only using however many B frames that you ask for it to use. And you're asking for it to use 2, so you don't want to over push it. So I would just say, you know, don't check the look ahead. That's my personal. Now let's jump into recording here. This is what we're sitting at right now. And most people are probably gonna look at this and be like, what are you doing? Just hear me out, okay? Because I promise you, look at the crystal clear. We're recording right now, and I promise you, this is super crystal clear. All right, so up here at the top, of course, this output mode still stays at advanced. The type is going to be standard. Now, the recording path, you're going to use whatever file that you want to store your videos and all that in. But this is what I want to talk to you about. I want you to make sure that you have enough space on your computer to be able to store these videos. If you're struggling right now for space, then we're going to have to talk about the CQ level of this, because this is not what you're going to want to do. But if you've got the space and, you know, everything's okay for you to store these videos, then you're good to go. So recording format, MP4. Now, if you're someone who's recording a very long video and you're afraid of, like, hey, if it crashes, you know what I'm saying, pretty much you've just lost everything, I wouldn't run this at an MP4. You know what I'm saying? So I do run it MP4 because once I'm done here, I can literally take my video over to my DaVinci Resolve when I go to edit it. And you know what I'm saying, I can do what I want because it's an MP4 and I don't have to go try to reverse it and turn the video into an MP4, so I can actually put it inside, you know, and drop it on the timeline. It just works perfect. But I recommend recording an MP4, but that's totally up to you. Audio track 1. Now my encoder, I do use my GPU to record as well. Back to this whole streaming thing. If you don't have a good, GPU, then of course you can record off of your CPU. But I would advise you, if you've got the graphic card, put the strain on the graphic card, because that's what they make them for. Now, the Rescale Output, once again, don't check the box, leave it alone. Your custom settings here, you're just going to leave this alone. Now, rate control, this is where we get down here. Now, a lot of people would be using the CBR just like they do for streaming, but this is where we're going to change it up, and we're going to get that crystal clear image like you're seeing right now. You're going to put this on the CQP. The CQP actually gives it a smoother, quality and everything as far as when it comes to recording. Now, the CQ level, I've actually got mine on 14. This is what I want to say to you. Don't drop it below 14, because you're not going to get anything any better, and you're actually going to cause your videos and everything to struggle to find more space on your computer. But what you can do is, like I said, if you do not have the space, then you can go through there and find out what's best for you and put it like, 15, 16, 17, just to weigh out how much space you have on your computer. But as far as dropping it below 14, I would advise you guys, please do not do that, because you're not going to get better quality, and you're only going to put strain on your computer, like I literally just said 1,000 times. I'm sorry I'm repeating that, but I'm going to have to repeat that, because I need to really, really stress that right now during this, whole part of the video, because I need you to understand that that's not good to be doing. Now, the keyframe, of course, you're going to drop it on 2. Our preset is going to be on max quality. Our profile is going to be on high. Once again, only cycle visual tuning to be checked. GPU is going to be 0, and the max B frames, we're going to be leaving them at 2. All right, now we're going to dive on over into the audio tab, which is up here, not over here. All right, so let's go over to the audio tab here. Most people would actually use 160 on their audio tracks. Now, you don't have to change all of these. I just do that because I'm not using 6 different audio tracks, but hey, some people could be. You never know. It just depends on whatever you're doing out there with your audio. Now, if you go back and you watch, Epos Vox, you watch everybody right here on YouTube, they'll all tell you that, like, what are you doing? Have you lost your mind? Pretty much is their words. Is if you're not using the 320 audio bitrate, please make sure that you go in and you change it to the 320. Reason being is because if you do not have this set at 320, then your audio doesn't have that crystal clear sound coming through. Now, once again, like I said, if you go back and ask everybody to compare these videos, are they going to notice it? Probably not, because you pinpointed it out. But I promise you, your sound comes across a lot more clear than it did running at 160 bit rate. So guys, go in and make sure that you adjust this. Now, the replay buffer, do not check the box. We're just going to leave it like it is. Now we're going to go down to audio. As you all know, since I'm still in the process of building my gaming room, shout out, it's actually looking good back here, by the way. But anyways, the desktop, we're just going to leave it at default, because we're going to let it travel through the way that it comes through. And then our mic, I've got mine just plugged into an Xbox controller that's just running to my PC to make it a lot easier for myself. But you go through here and decide which one's best for you, like whatever your desktop sound's coming through at, and of course your mic, whatever mic you could be using, an external mic, then that would be what you would actually put there. With the other stuff, this is all pretty much just left alone. You won't bother. It's hotkey stuff, and just carry it on. Now let's move over to videos. All right. Now for the base canvas resolution here, you're actually going to do 1920 by 1080 for the base of it, and because that is actually what you're playing in, like your layout. Now when it comes to the output resolution on Twitch, I do run it at 1664 by 936. You're probably saying, why do you not run it 1920 by 1080? Because a lot of people watching on cell phones or tablets, those tablets and cell phones are not built to watch anything in the image of 1920 by 1080, because they don't have those screens built into it. Or should I say, all of those are not built that way. So they're going to get a buffer, they're going to get a lag, they're going to get something. And you're going to have a lot of people saying, hey, I'm not able to watch you because I'm lagging or I'm buffering, et cetera, et cetera. My wife is one that actually has an issue as well with this. She'll just buffer and buffer when trying to watch people, because most people are running 1920 by 1080, and that's not good to do. You can look anywhere here on YouTube, and 90% people are going to tell you to get a better output resolution for yourself and for others when it comes to streaming on Twitch. 1664 by 936 is the answer. If you're over on YouTube, I would advise you to go back and watch my other video. I'll try to tag it somewhere up here to the top. I think it's up here. But anyways, I'll try to tag it so that way that you guys can go back and watch that video. But it's best for you guys to run 2560 by 1440. Now you're probably like, I don't even play in 1440. Why the heck would I want to do that? I get it. You don't have to play in 1440, but it does give you a crystal clear picture compared to having all that blurriness and all that. So you can run it 1920 by 1080. A lot of people do that on YouTube. It's not best for you to do that. If you compare one of my older videos, 1920 by 1080, or even a 720 one, if you compare that to Dr. Lupo to this day, his videos are crystal clear because he actually does the 2560 by 1440. And like I said, the other video will walk you guys through that and show you exactly the difference on that comparing to Dr. Lupo's stream. So that is the difference. Twitch 1664 by 936. YouTube, you would run it 2560 by 1440. Downscale, I do use the Lanczos, which is 36 samples. Now over on YouTube, I kind of bounce back and forth. You know, with this one here, I use the other one. I don't even remember how to pronounce it. It starts with a B. So I think it's the third one, and this is the last one. But here lately, I've been just using this one. The common frames per second, you want to run it at 60 frames per second. Don't forget to hit apply. Hotkeys are really not important. When you get down to advanced, this is where it becomes a little tricky, okay? So advanced is whenever it comes to frames per second drop and all of that, taking a hard hit on your stream. It's kind of like, do you want to take a cut in, you know, frames per second drops, or do you want to, you know, kind of keep it smooth where it's at? Well, if you want to keep it smooth where it's at, then run it at normal. That's where you don't take a hit. It doesn't drop any frames or anything. Or you could come through and you can run it at above normal. I kind of swap these out. A lot of people run these at high, but when you run it at high, you are taking a chance on it, you know, knocking out some of your frames per second, but it does help out the streaming quality to turn out to be a lot better. So that's just something that you play around with, you know, and to go in there and decide which one looks best for you. That's what I would do. So anyway, start out with normal. You know, do a test stream. If you don't like it, then go to above normal. And then if you still don't like that, just go to high. But I go back and forth. When I am over on Twitch, I run it at high. When I am over on YouTube, I run it with above normal. Just to, you know, just to kind of mess around with it and see what I get. All of this stuff right here should pretty much be just kind of left to what you guys have it at, because everybody's system is totally different. Like I run a 30 series card. You could still be in a 20 series or below, so you want to kind of be careful with that. But other than that, that is honestly all you're going to do for your settings right here. And you know what? It's going to turn out to be absolutely amazing. And also with those recording settings, like I said, these recording settings are the absolute best settings. As you can see right now with myself being up on the screen, with all of this being up on the screen, this is exactly what you want to run it at. So anyways, I hope this video has been very, very helpful to you all, but these are my OBS recording settings and my streaming settings for 2021. You guys take care. Make sure if this video was very helpful to you, consider hitting the like button. I'd appreciate it a lot. And also, if you're new to the channel and you'd like to stick around and watch more videos as I drop them, consider hitting the subscribe button and making sure that you ring that little bell, so that way it brings you right back here for more. Until next time, hey, always remember, Trippy up, and we'll see you guys in the next one.